Hi, and welcome back to Ask a Monk. So, today's question is: how would a layperson begin to resolve the conflict created by the fact that societies in general expect and to some degree demand that the people inside them must work a job that usually flies in the face of their better judgment? And this is from Tony in Fremantle. Well, Tony, I think it's important to understand the difference between expectations and demands in regards to what society expects and what society demands, because you'll find that in general there's an incredible discrepancy, and society demands, literally demands, a lot less of us than we might think, but it expects generally a lot more than we would like. Um, and so you'll find that in order just to get by and just to live in society and be a Buddhist meditator and live a peaceful life, you don't need to do that much. And what you'll find instead is people will be looking at you funny, and you will not fit in with society, and you'll find yourself living alone most of the time, which that's the truth of being a Buddhist or being a meditator is you know um, you don't you're not much fun at parties. um, you live alone and you're looking inside. Your way of behaving is not one that is exciting to other people because you're contemplating yourself. You're looking inside more often than out. Um, and so I would resolve the conflict by separating the two, by seeing what society demands and what demands are placed on you by the people who you support, say your parents or your family, and the demands of law and um, civil requirements, civil you know the contracts and so on that you have. And as far as working jobs, you think of the job as being something that um, it's not meant to bring meaning. The job that you're doing is meant to bring money for you. So in the time of the Buddha, there was a man who sold pots. Or not in the time of the Buddha. The Buddha gave this story of, in ancient times, a man who sold pots, and he um, he wouldn't ask for money even for the pots. He would put these pots on the side of the road, and when people asked, "How much is this pot? How much is that pot?" he would just say, "Oh, leave some rice, leave some beans, and take whichever one you like." And he lived his life incredibly pure and simple, and and yet he didn't have any problem getting by. It was sort of a mode of life that most people would find um, perhaps even repulsive, but he was able to do what was absolutely necessary. And another thing you'll find is that if you stick to your guns, if you're really set on virtue and honesty and purity, and as a result, feel like you're being pushed out of certain positions and so on, you'll actually find that in the long run, people respect you more for it. When you refuse to do certain jobs that are undertake certain employment that is immoral, you'll find that in the short term you do suffer because you have to give up certain opportunities which immoral people would be able to take advantage of. But you'll find in the long run that, of course, what you get is people trust you, and you find that you're surrounded by people who appreciate you. You find that people appreciate the work that you do. They say good things about you. They recommend you to other people, and that actually the idea that people who are honest and moral aren't able to get by in the world is really a myth, and it's something that is of course perpetuated by people who are immoral and who think that who feel perhaps threatened by the idea that someone would be able to get by without having to do evil things. Um, and the other thing is that in the long run, you're going to want to leave society. That it's clear everyone since the Buddha's time has said that living in society is it's like a dusty road, where, full of crowded with people traveling and coming and going, and the homeless life or leaving society is like the open air. It's a life that's free from all of the hustle and bustle of the streets and the highways. And so, if you can't become a monk, if you can't go to live in a monastery, you can at least begin to become a recluse, or to leave society, to find the way to look inside yourself. To, if this is your choice, is to spend your life contemplating the teachings of the Buddha, or coming to understand more about yourself and more about the experiential reality, then you do have to start leaving society. And so the true resolution of the conflict is to leave the battlefield. Don't engage in this uphill struggle, what they call a rat race. Leave it behind. If you can become a monk, great. If not, then at least get involved with Buddhist monasteries, or meditation centers, or start a meditation group, and build up a circle of friends, a circle of companions, people who can support you, and you can support each other, um, and try to put it all behind you. Society in this world, it doesn't seem to have done a heck of a lot for the spiritual well-being of humankind. In fact, it seems the more social we are, the more thick and deep our defilements become. So, you can never hope to change the world. You have to look inside and change yourself, and by extension, everyone around you benefits. Okay, so I hope that helps, and I wish you all the best on your path. Good luck.